What's going on, fam? It's Jay the Black here with another video. Salute to everybody that is tuning in. I want to talk about Rachel Roy. She is the ex-wife of Damon Dash, or Dame Dash, and she is blasting him in comments, basically exposing him and the things that had gone on in their marriage, or maybe after it. And I want to say this before I get started on this the Blast article. I just want to say this. Why is it when child support or spousal support is involved or child custody is involved, why is it that you have situations where women will make all types of accusations towards their ex? Because this is my first time hearing about any of the things he's been accused of, i.e. drug use and just not being a very good parent, you know? And I want to know from the perspective, is it just a tactic of trying to one up in court, which it seems like that, because I know in a lot of divorces, you got mudslinging that goes on, but it just seems like this is just a common occurrence. Like one day you go from, not really hearing too much bad about a person to once they break up and they're going through a separation, you hear all this dirt, after all these years. Now, according to the Blast, Damon Dash's ex-wife is asking a judge to shut him down in his attempt to get more custody of said daughter, accusing him of using drugs when parenting. Rachel Roy is responding to Dame's recent court filing seeking to change the current custody deal they have of their 11-year-old. Dame recently went back to court asking for joint legal and physical custody of the 11-year-old. According to court documents obtained by the Blast, Roy and the former couple's other daughter, who's 19, Ava, filed documents asking the judge to deny Dash's request for a change in custody. Roy points to Dame's recent domestic dispute and claims that the kids have anxiety when seeing him. She claims he smokes marijuana in front of the girls too. Once again, people, we are just hearing about this. People. Now, maybe y'all have known this, but Dame Dash has done a lot of interviews in his house, because I've seen those video series interviews. You don't see anything crazy going on. I believe that Ava was in one of those interviews that he was doing. I think both of his two kids were in the videos with him. So it just lets you know how things can change. It seems to me that the eldest siding with her mother, of course, and it's becoming a he say she said, but more of what she say. She wants the judge to order him to enter therapy with his daughter and anger management classes. She also wants him banned from texting their daughter. Ava filed a declaration saying she is scared of her daughter's temper, that she is scared of her father's temper and mood swings. She says that she is concerned about how much marijuana he smokes, alcohol he drinks, and drugs he takes, all of which affects his mood and makes him more excitable, hard to please, and upset. I've seen Dame when he turns up, but I've never known Dame to be a heavy drug user. Maybe drinker, but every time I guess we don't know this. We don't know these people. I don't. But I'm just going off of common sense and logic. That's how I do my videos, okay? I may be off. Some of you may not agree with me, but I just want y'all to understand. You're hearing about this now, but I have seen a lot of interviews from Dame. He always was coherent. He can be very talkative, but he didn't seem like he was super hyped, like he was on something. And he would do these interviews, I believe it's still on YouTube, in his house. He's on a reality show with his wife and with his son, his eldest son. And they even had a young lady come and stay with them on the show. Dame never seemed like a guy who was unhinged. He always seemed like a guy who was very reasonable. As a matter of fact, he was trying to get his son to get off of what he was doing. I think his son was either drinking a lot or doing drugs himself. So now we're hearing about this. Again, we don't know these people. I'm going off of what I have seen and what I've read. I haven't heard of anybody around Dame, even ex-associates, say this about Dame. But again, we're not in that household. Roy claims that Dash has cut off Ava because she refused to get involved in a former couple's business dispute. She says Dash talks badly about Ava to the 11-year-old and emotionally harms them both. So that right there is why the eldest, Ava, is getting involved in this, because he's not giving her no more money. He's not, he cut her off financially. So that is why she's up here siding with her mother on accusations, again, that is going to be tough to prove unless they have proof or video of him actually doing the things that he's doing. Because you gotta understand, from the start of this article, all of this is coming into play because Dame is seeking to get more custody of the 11-year-old. So now you're hearing about all of these things that she's probably had, stored, if it's true, just in case he would seek custody. See, this is what happened to us as men. When men go seek custody, there's a lot of mudslinging that goes on. A lot of things brought from the past. You got the disgruntled older daughter who's in her feelings about getting cut off financially. She was okay with what he was doing until he cut her off financially. Now all of a sudden she's siding with the mother. She says that Dame claims that the 11-year-old wants to spend more time with him is an outright lie. Roy claims that on Dash's birthday, he even shamed the 11-year-old for not bringing him a present despite her not having access to money. Dash filed a response to Roy's accusation saying that he is seeking more custody because my custodial time with her is going well and we have established a close relationship. He says he has done everything in my power to rehabilitate from the past and believes he has come out a better person. So Dame is admitting that he has had issues before and that he's working towards bettering those issues. I have no doubt when Rockefeller was at their height, late 90s, early 2000s, Dame was probably doing a lot of things. Dame was probably doing the most. But to me, I've seen a lot more calmer, more down-to-earth Dame just from what I have seen. Because he's done a number of interviews. He's never really come off as what is being alleged in these accusations. Some of these accusations could have been from years in the past when they were together. And this all comes out because he's seeking more custody, people. That's the only reason why you're hearing about this. As a mother, you should be happy that he wants more time with his child. But again, women like to control the situation with their kids. They want to control it. If they can't control it, they're not gonna allow you to have more say so over a situation than them. The petitioner would have this court believe that Dash says that I am only requesting more time with her to somehow get back at my ex. Nothing could be further from the truth. He claims that the 11-year-old is not afraid of him and denies the allegations. He scolded her for not buying him a birthday present. In his court documents, Dash claimed he had a close relationship with the 11-year-old and said that she wanted to spend more time with him. He even argued he was working less and even had a new wife in the house. This situation has the potential to get ugly, unfortunately. Dame Dash has done the most. I'm not going to say that Dame is perfect. Dame has I'm pretty sure he's made a lot of mistakes. But I'm not going to condemn him for those mistakes if he's making himself a better person. You know? But if you look at the situation with Rachel Roy, he was married to her from 2005 to 2009. He hasn't been with this woman since 2009. Okay? All he's seeking is to gain more time with his daughter. Now, I don't know if that affects the child, the support. And maybe she sees that she may think that he's trying to get more custody because he wants to alter the support. Now, I don't know what Dame Dash's real objective is, but I don't think he's going to harm their kid in any way. I just think that once again, you have a woman who may not be over Dame, and he is with somebody else. So that probably bothers her because maybe she hasn't gotten with anybody. She hasn't moved on. That's what happens in a lot of these marriages, man. Like, you have a situation where these women will get married, okay, to a guy, right? Then they'll divorce that guy, and then they can't get into another marriage, or they can't get with a guy on their ex's level, and they still harbor resentment. But what's with all the mudslinging? Like, because again, you don't hear his ex-associates saying these things about him. And Dame is not the most likable guy. I mean, I'm pretty sure Dame has a lot of enemies. But you don't even hear them saying this. Women that he's dated before, you don't hear them saying this. But you're hearing Rachel Roy say it because she thinks that he may be trying to gain more control over the 11-year-old than she has. And of course, she ain't gonna let that happen. You know what's very interesting? People thought that the Becky with the good hair was Rachel Roy. People assumed it was her. I never understood that rumor. But the truth is always in the middle. The truth is always there. It may not be solid, it may not be 100%, but there's always something there. And maybe Dame knows something and he could probably say it, but he's probably not going to. Because maybe at the end of the day, he doesn't care. He's trying to move on. And it seems to me that this Rachel Roy person has not moved on, and I believe she still either has feelings for Dame or she just is harboring resentment towards him. And this, with him going to court petitioning for more support, not more support, for more custody, she sees that as a slap in the face. Him trying to take over control over the child. And you got to remember, the only reason why the eldest is upset is because he cut her off financially. But he's a bad guy. Y'all are listening in the comment section below, and let me know your thoughts.